You know, it's also the first time to use this, so hopefully it goes well.
Here, we gotta take a selfie to commemorate it.
Yeah. Do it. Hey.
So fancy. Hey.
See, it's working.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. We're recording.
Okay.
It's working.
Okay. Wow.
So whatever we're speaking is now in there.
Love
Why
it.
am I nervous?
And what are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. Hey. Hey. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to People's Podcast. It's been a while and today we have a very special guest, Lauren.
Hello.
Very happy to have you today. Feel at home?
Happy to be here.
How are you doing today?
Doing great. It's my first podcast that I've been on, so this is exciting.
It is exciting. I'm excited.
Mhm.
How are you feeling? What did you do? Anything or just chilling?
Yeah, just chilling today. Nothing really that much except for getting ready for the podcast and YA tonight at church.
That's true. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
helping Paul.
Yeah. Oh, he did. What the moving process good?
No, it's later today.
Oh, later. Okay.
You wanna join?
So is what time? What time is that? Sometimes I like to be useful.
I think around 4:30. I don't know if people have texted back yet.
Yeah, I have a swim lesson. I teach swimming at 5:15 to 6:30. So
Okay.
I think I can be useful. But definitely, I will come.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So a lot of people watching us don't know you, and even me too. I still need to learn a lot about you.
Uh-huh.
So how do you introduce yourself when you first meet people?
Yeah, let's see. I am born and raised here in Colorado. Grew up in Littleton for most of my life, and then lived in Boulder for 5 years doing school, and then I also did like a year-long internship with my college ministry up there. I have an older brother who's 26 and a younger sister who's 16. My brother lives in Thornton with his wife, and my sister lives with me at the Rents in Littleton. And just recently moved, well, not recently anymore, I guess, but this past summer moved back to Littleton because I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, that's the same for a lot of us. Yeah, trying to figure things out. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's one step at a time, and you'll figure it out.
Exactly.
I will let you know if I do.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely helpful to a lot of people that also don't have it figured out. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a little bit about me. I worked at a Christmas shop called St. Nick's a bit ago, and just to like make some money, keep busy.
Yeah.
Other than that, just looking for a job right now. So if any of your viewers watch,
Yeah. You never know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Someone might be listening to us and they have an offer for you.
Yeah.
We'll put your resume in the comments.
There you go.
You said Christmas. What you used to work at Christmas something? What
Yeah,
was that?
it was. It's called St. Nick's, and it's like a little Christmas shop in Littleton.
Yeah.
And it's like Christmas wall to wall.
Oh, okay.
Wall to wall Christmas.
Yes. So, well, Christmas is one day a year. So how are they running?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of
12
crazy.
months?
It's kind of crazy. I didn't know that they're open year round until I started working there.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But I started working there in October, and that was kind of crazy because it wasn't even Halloween yet, and
Yeah.
we were all listening to Christmas music and selling Christmas trees and Christmas ornaments, and so by the time my seasonal work was done there, I was kind of done with Christmas.
Yeah, well, interesting. So you must know a lot of Christmas songs. You were born and raised here in Denver, Colorado. What's your childhood like? Tell me about your upbringing. What's your story?
Yeah, I had a great childhood. I feel like I never really appreciated enough growing up here in Colorado as much as I do now, especially after going to college, where like a big state school like CU, where I went, where there's just like a mix of people from all over, and they're like, oh my gosh, you grew up in Colorado, that's the coolest thing ever. And I never really realized that until college. But yeah, let's see, one of the funnest parts of my childhood was probably being on the summer swim team in the summer. That was just like super sweet memories for me. I was part of this swim team called the South Glen Country Club Gators. Okay. So I was a Gator.
Let's go Gators, yeah.
And backstroke was my stroke.
Come on. You know, every time I do backstroke, I can't keep a straight line. I don't know why. Yeah. But I'm always going in zigzag. I don't like backstroke.
It's hard. You gotta keep your head still. They'd always like be like, teach us like, pretend you have like a glass of milk on your head or whatever. Yeah. Try and keep it in a straight line, but I don't know. I somehow was good at backstroke. I broke like a little team record once, I think.
Good. So your name must be there on the board.
I don't know if it's still there.
Probably someone broke your record.
Yeah, someone probably broke my record by now.
Well, it's good to have it on your resume, on your track record. It's fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So other than swimming, I know you are into the boulder, whatever, wall climbing.
Yeah, I didn't really start climbing until like end of high school, but I played soccer for a while too, and yeah, since I was like a little girl up until my freshman year of high school when I quit, because it was just like I wasn't enjoying it like as much, because it was just like so competitive, which I'm not that much of a competitive person. Like I do definitely get competitive about some things, but I just like got to the point where it just wasn't fun for me anymore, and I was like, well, this is sad. Some of my coaches just like weren't the best and kind of ruined the fun of soccer for me. Yeah. But I kind of want to get back into it again. I know that Edison does some soccer.
He does. Yeah. He used to take me to some soccer. We did have a small group where we play soccer every Thursday evening. Oh yeah. And there's a weekend group also used to take me to go to play, and it was pretty fun. But he's everywhere, so he does play a lot. I don't. But since you've done some soccer in the past, then he's gonna show you around. I'm sure you introduced me to some climbing stuff too. Mm-hmm. So it's great. So you said you didn't appreciate much about growing in Colorado based on what people were telling you, how they are describing the beauty of the state. What are you most proud of about Colorado in particular?
Yeah, I think I've just like really grown to appreciate just like what you said, just the beauty of it. Like pretty much everything I love to do is outside. Climbing, I like to fish. I've kind of got more into that in this past summer. Like to camp. I like to ski. Skiing, I think that was one of the things growing up, is I didn't really like skiing that much growing up. Yeah. And it's still like not one of my main hobbies. I do enjoy it a little more now, but I like looking back, it's kind of I I don't know. I'm very privileged to be able to like ski and just like have the money and equipment.
Yeah.
But when I was little, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go
Yeah.
ski like
Yeah.
again. And then I didn't appreciate the cabin that we had up in this area called Tabernash, kind of like close to Winter Park. But now looking back at pictures, I'm like, man, I wish we still had that cabin.
Yeah.
I would go up there all the time now, but just didn't appreciate it much growing up, and always said that I just wanted to like live in California or somewhere near the beach.
The beach, yeah.
Which of course I still want to do someday, but
Yeah, just visit for a day and come back.
exactly. But I think it took like going to college and like just the conglomeration of people just being like, wow, you're so lucky you grew up here. I'm like, wow, I really am.
Yeah, there's a lot of college experiences. Some things we don't appreciate, like, you know, also being exposed to people from multiple places with multiple perspectives. They teach you about things, where they come from. Like you get introduced to a lot of things, and they help you to look at some things you never actually paid attention to. So I would imagine how much you now love Colorado, because I too have always wondered, oh, I want to go in the mountains. I want to do some skiing. I still can't, but hopefully I will learn. I guess I'm in the right group.
We'll teach you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure you've had a lot of experiences growing up. You've been maybe, have you always been a good girl?
No, a good girl.
Yeah, growing up.
I'd say for the most part,
For the most part,
not very much of a rebellious child. Like I do break some rules every so often, but you know, you gotta have fun with it.
Yeah, okay, you got that fine. Yeah, so I know. Yeah, I know. We kids love experimenting a lot of things, and we love going here and there, and even adults. So, what is maybe one thing that happened to you in your life and changed the course of your life or your perspective in which you wanted to lead your life?
Oh wow. Yeah, I guess the whole college experience was big for me because originally I was going to go to Baylor in Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was taking a deep breath.
Fun fact. And I had committed and everything, and then the Lord kind of changed my heart to he was like calling me to go to CU Boulder, and I was going back and forth because I was like, do I want to stay in state kind of thing, and why would you want me to go to Boulder, like this huge party school, bunch of hippies and stuff. But I don't know, it was cool to see him like call me to a place like that and just like really see his faithfulness over time and calling me there, because I feel like I really developed like a heart for evangelism and just like sharing his truth and sharing his grace with like a bunch of people that had either been hurt by the church there or like didn't know about Jesus kind of thing. And then I also was part of like this big like movement, I guess, where a bunch of like ministries on the CU campus came together to just kind of unite as like brothers and sisters, because like a lot of us felt like there was division among like a bunch of ministries on campus, and we kind of just like wanted to unite and like share in those like differences, but also like similarities, like we all believe in the same God kind of thing. And got to organize like just like some worship nights with like all these different ministries together, and my friend organized like a missions conference just to like get people hyped about missions and going abroad, and it was through that, I think, that like the Lord really broke my heart for just like not only living missionally, but like maybe eventually one day becoming a missionary myself. And he really broke my heart for like India specifically.
Yeah.
And I've just like felt a tug towards that for a long time, but also just like surrounding myself in like diverse spaces, because growing up in a suburb of Denver, there wasn't like that, like it was just like all white people.
Yeah.
So that's something I really appreciate about life is it's like really diverse, and I get to experience and learn about different cultures and differences and stuff. But I think I kind of answered your question.
You did. Yeah, and I'm also curious. So oftentimes, when people were raised in Christian households, sometimes it could be hard to track where they had their first encounter with Jesus. So I'm curious to know, when did God become real to you?
Yeah, I think so. It's complicated because I grew up in a household where we went to church on Christmas and Easter. Not really much outside of that though, because it seemed like our weekends were like filled with soccer games and stuff like that. And my parents like instilled good values in us, but it was never like explicitly based in the Lord kind of thing. But my friend from 4th grade named Rachel Merrill, I think she was like really the first encounter I had with the Lord, because there's just like something just like very different about her. Like she super cared about me and just the ins and outs of my life like nobody else did, and would just offer to pray with me and just like told me about a God that like loved me and like knew all of me, yet like loved me despite the fact. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way. Because whenever I was in church, I would just like spend the whole time like coloring the little thing, didn't really pay attention.
I've seen that.
So I think that was like my first experience. And then she invited me to youth group at the end of high school, and I'd heard of youth group, but I had always been like too shy to go. I feel like I was like a pretty shy girl growing up. And then I decided to go, and a lot of people were just like very similar in that sense. Like they just wanted to know me for who I was and just love me despite the fact. So then like my junior year of high school, I was just like driving to school one day as one does, and I think the previous night they had talked about the verse. It's like, if you believe in your heart and like confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, then you will be saved. And I was just like, I don't know, I was just like chilling, driving to school. It's just like Jesus, I want you to be Lord of my life kind of thing. And from then on, I love the Lord.
That's good. Thanks for sharing. Do you happen to have a dream you've not shared with anybody?
Oh gosh.
Maybe not.
Wow.
No?
I feel like I'm a pretty open book. I don't think I've shared the dream of like going to India someday with a lot of people. So that just hasn't really come up a lot. But well, I know a lot of like my friends from college know, kind of thing. But yeah, to serve in India one day would be cool.
Would be cool. Yeah, and it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely achieve that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's good. When was the last time you cried?
Oh. Last time I can think of when I cried is at the prayer night.
Yeah. Last week.
Last week? Was
Yeah.
that last week?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think it was just like I think we were singing like that song. It's like nothing but the blood of
Oh, I like
Jesus.
that song.
And I don't know, the Lord just kind of wrecked me and just reminded me of a simple gospel, like I've sinned so many times, but His grace is sufficient to cover me. And I was just, just sit in my seat bawling.
Yeah,
But I feel like
we have those moments for sure.
yeah, it's really beautiful, and I love. I always tell people that I love like moments of like holy tears like that, because I feel like you can just like tangibly sense the presence of
Yeah.
the Lord,
Mm.
which is really cool. Big fan of the holy tears.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone wants to cry, Some people can't cry.
I know,
But
it's
there's
sad.
there's so much heart in the world that if actually people are not crying, then they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
But so what is one? It's a random question, but what is one childhood memory that today you think about and makes you smile?
Oh.
There's a lot of it, for sure.
Yeah. There's this one me and my brother and sister used to jump on our trampoline a lot,
Yeah.
and we would have the neighborhood kids over too to jump on our tramp, and we would film like little music videos
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
And looking back, it's really cringe, but also I'm glad that I have that footage,
Yeah.
But I think those were just like really sweet memories. Just like jumping on a tramp for hours and just laughing with them, and I don't know. It seems really nice right now in a world that's so consumed with
Yeah.
technology and just constantly scrolling on the phone. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I could just snap my finger and go back to the nice childhood where I was just jumping on a tramp all the time. But yeah, that was a big part of my childhood too, was just jumping on the tramp and making music videos.
Yeah, I actually have been making some episodes. I'm still doing some more research on. There's this book I was reading called The Anxious Generations.
Oh yeah.
And it talks more about how technology has infiltrated childhood, or it has changed the way children grow this time.
Oh.
And it has a lot of interesting information that we need a better approach to how we use these devices.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, is that why you don't use